Dear friends, Namaste. This is the last lecture of week number 5, which pertains to energy healing. In this topic, we started with Reiki. In Reiki, we spoke about symbols and meaning of Reiki, and thereafter we compared Reiki with the pranic healing very nicely. Pranic healing you had learnt earlier, and Reiki you learnt today. Thereafter, we went to another factor of traditional Chinese medicine, that is Qigong, how to achieve mastery over life force, Qigong. And then we came down to Tai Chi, that is called meditation in motion. And last technique in energy healing is emotional freedom technique. Emotional, you know what is emotion, your feelings and other things, and most of the trouble as well as most of the happiness comes through your emotions. But sometimes you need to free yourself from the emotions, particularly troubled emotions, so that you can have a sort of good living, healthy living. Emotional freedom technique, in short we call it EFT, emotional freedom technique. It's an alternative treatment for physical pain and emotional distress, more so for emotional distress. It is also referred to as tapping or psychological pressures, because we generally do the tapping like this on particular points. They are akin to acupressure points. So, we call it EFT tapping. People who use this technique believe tapping the body can create a balance in your energy system and treat pain. According to its developer, Kerry Gregg, disruption in energy is the cause of all negative emotions and pain. Though still being researched, EFT tapping has been used to treat people with anxiety and people with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. To understand better, I divided this particular emotional freedom technique into 4 parts. In part 1, we will see history and its origin. Part 2, what is EFT tapping, and in last part, we will see what are the health benefits of EFT tapping. What is perfect life? Normally, we say there is no perfect human being, there is nothing is perfect in this life, but still we try and achieve perfectness till the time we live. So, what gives us a perfect life? I have written down 5 aspects in which we have a disciplined way of life, then we might achieve some sort of perfection, nearer to perfection. Nobody can be perfect, but we can achieve some sort of perfection in our life, and that increases our well-being. First is mind. Mind, if we develop an ascetic mind like that of yogi, a steady mind, not wavering, that can function unwaveringly in every situation. Whatever come, happiness or troubles, it should not create any disturbance in the mind. Tranquil mind, tranquility, peace, calmness, that is the first requirement. Second is body. Body means health. And normally we all say since our childhood, our parents have taught us, we learnt in school, which is the biggest wealth? Health is wealth. If you are bodily fit, then everything is okay. A healthy body, which when taken ill, get down to heal and recuperate from any illness as quickly as possible. That means we must have that vitality. To fall sick, it's very normal, it's very common. Nobody can say that I will never fall sick. But when you fall sick and come back to the normal position because of your vitality, that is possible. A body which has the power to fight any diseased body filled with passion to live. Yes, you want to live healthily, and you fight it back and come back to the normal healthy conditions as early as possible. That sort of body you need. Mind body, intellect. You can't be a full person. If you are foolish, then there is no question of bloody living here in this world. People will keep on fooling you. Therefore, you must possess reasonable amount of intelligence. Reasonable, I am saying. Your IQ shouldn't be 150, you shouldn't be, I don't say that everybody should be like Einstein, that your IQ should be generally around 120, average, maybe little less than average or maybe little higher than average. A flexible intellect that allows space for new thoughts and ideas and is not rigidly stuck to the old thinking and benefits. That means you should be advanced, you should be flexible to the changes, bodily changes, mind changes. You can't stick to the old routine dogmas. If something needs to be accepted, it's a modern world. I can't say that 50 years back we are living like this, so I'll keep on living like this. No, it is not possible. It should not be done. That is not called a normal intelligence. Fourth, consciousness. You should be nearer to your heart, what your heart says. What's your passion? Awaken consciousness. Why have you come here? What are you living for? Even animals also live. They come and they go, they die, We are not bloody animals. We are animals, but we are the supreme animal with all the senses intact. We can see, we can laugh. We have got mind to reason it out. We can make use of our legs. We can make use of our hands. We do so many innovations. Awaken consciousness or supreme awareness, the brilliance of which will destroy all unconsciousness. And last is aim. I was telling you earlier, just few minutes back, why have we come here? Why are we here in this world? And why have we come here as human being? Why not some animal? That means there is some aim that we have come here, we are born in this humanity, and that too of 21st century. We must have proper aim. Why are we living? What should we do in our life? A complete aim which gives a proper direction to the flow of the mind, body, intellect and consciousness. All these four things, mind, bodily health, intelligence and consciousness, all four must combine and give impetus to your aim, objective of our life, where there is continuous flow of complete all-round progress. So, if all these things are there, my dear friends, then I can say that we are leading a perfect life. And for that, what we require is proper emotions. If we have fractured emotions, if somebody abuses us, we become very sad. We start crying. Why? What for? We are not like an electric switch of a bulb. If somebody switches on, bulb lightens. If somebody switches off, there is darkness. We must have emotional control on our feelings. If emotional fracturedness is there, that means we are not leading a healthy life emotionally, and that is going to definitely affect our bodily health. Like left side you see emotional fractured face, and right side you just see a girl, young girl saying, I'm not good enough. You make yourself good enough. Why are you so sad? You are young. God has given you beautiful body, so many sense organs. Make use of them. If you want to heal your body, you need to heal your emotions. Say yourself, I am strong enough to carry the world on my shoulders. I am vulnerable enough to ask for help when I stumble. When I stumble, I will definitely ask for some help. Please come and catch my hand, raise me. There is no shame in that. I am humble enough to admit the mistakes I make. Everybody makes the mistake. Nobody is perfect. Confident enough to laugh at myself on good days and bad. Good days everybody laughs because you are happy. But when the trouble starts, when the bad days are there, rainy days are there, it is difficult to laugh. And that is the time that you should be confident enough to laugh at yourself. This particular rainy season which has come, it will also go. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent in this life. Neither happiness nor unhappiness. Woman enough to take it all and give it all. I am enough. That's a feeling when you get, I am enough, I am confident, I can do the things myself, when required I will ask for help. That brings perfectness in our life. Holistic healing is the answer. If you want to remove that fractured mind, fractured emotional state of our life, then what is required is the holistic healing. If people have fractured emotions, imbalances, physical, emotional or spiritual in their lives, that will negatively affect their overall health. What we need is holistic healing, EFT, emotional freedom technique, contents that cause of all negative emotion is a disruption in the body's energy system. In this particular, we are just talking about body's energy system, which is Qi in Chinese language, which is Prana in our Indian language, Prana. And because of Prana, we sustain ourselves as human being, confident human being. Holistic healing is a form of healing that considers the whole person, body, mind, spirit and emotions in the quest for optimal health and wellness. What are the types of holistic healing? Reiki, we just saw it in this week itself. Acupuncture, we'll see next week in week number 6. Emotional freedom technique, EFT, we are going over it just now. Crystal healing will not take up, but aromatherapy will come up next. We will talk about aromatherapy. Yoga and meditation has been already taught to you in the yoga therapy. So, these are the types of holistic healing we are talking about, where body, mind, spirit and emotional strength combined gives you holistic healing. EFT, emotional freedom technique, which people often refer to as EFT tapping, is an alternative therapy for anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder and some other conditions. According to the developer of EFT, Gary Craig, tapping on different parts of the body helps balance energy and reduce physical and emotional pain. People can see an EFT practitioner for treatment or treat themselves using this technique. So, basically this can be done with the help of a practitioner also, as well as once you learn it, you can start doing EFT tapping yourself. You do not have to go to anybody else. There have been relatively few studies on EFT, but the body of research is growing up nowadays in recent years. EFT is an alternative treatment for physical pain and emotional distress. It is also referred as tapping or psychological acupressure. People who use this technique believe tapping the body can create a balance in your energy system and treat pain. According to its developer, Gary Craig, a disruption in energy is the cause of all negative emotions and pain. Though still being researched, EFT tapping has been used to treat people with anxiety and people with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Background of EFT, very interesting. This is a new technique. It started in 1970s. In 1970s, it started as TFT. Let's see, TFT means thought field therapy. And then in 1990, just within 20 years, TFT got converted into EFT, emotional freedom technique, by Gary Craig. In the 1970s, Dr. George Goodhart and Dr. John Diamond and Dr. Roger Callahan each discovered that verbally focusing on a problem of issue, verbally, listen to this word verbally, focusing on a problem or issue while manually stimulating acupressure points. Verbally you are speaking about the problem, this is my problem, I am sad, I am sad, I am sad, and at the same time you are tapping on a particular acupressure point, at the same time you are tapping on a particular acupressure point. So, both ways it is going to affect you. Verbally your mind gets affected, and when you tap a particular point, your body energies, it could bring surprising relief in the patients, particularly with regard to fears, phobias and physical responses to the stress. So, basically psychological stress. Dr. Kalhan, all these people, they were psychologists, all the 3 doctors. Dr. Kalhan was so moved by his discoveries in this area that he patented his emerging tapping program as TFT, or thought field therapy. Thought, because you are verbally speaking, I am sad, I am sad, I am sad. Thought field. It was a particular field of thought, and that thought was negative. Now, when you are talking about it, at the same time you are tapping a particular point, it gets effective. Eventually, his focus on tapping would completely transform his psychology practice, which was unheard of in therapeutic circles at that time. In 1970s, we are talking about, almost about 50 years back. TFT, while effective and still widely practiced today, was involved and complex. It was a complex process. So, what happened? Surprisingly, we always say, who was the best archer? Arjun studied archery from Guru Dronacharya. Guru Dronacharya was also a good archer, but Arjun became a master. Similarly, Gary Craig was a student of these three doctors, psychologists. One of Kalhan's students, Gary Craig, was able to synthesize this TFT into a more simplified form, one involving fewer tapping points and far less complexity. It became very simpler, very few points to be tapped. He was an engineer, a Stanford trained engineer and master of NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. Craig added key NLP concepts and called it EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique, and this happened in 1990s. Kalhan started TFT in 1970s. One of his students, Gary Craig, evolved a different technique based on the initial TFT technique, and that became Emotional Freedom Technique. EFT first appeared in the late 1990s via Craig's popular website emofree.com, where he made it available to lay people via low-cost videos. Since that time, it has proliferated steadily beyond traditionally therapeutic circles and taken on added refinements, many of which were sharpened in by Craig and his students through experimentation. Despite some rapid evolution in the early years, original or classic EFT has remained largely unchanged. Modern things are coming up with new advances, but still the original classic theory of EFT remained the same. It remained simple and very few tapping points. It is this version of EFT that comprises EFT International's model of EFT tapping training. EFT tapping, that's part 2. Tapping is a body-mind self-help method that is easy to learn and flexible enough to be used by anyone. Anybody can use it, anybody can learn it. There is nothing complex about it. It involves tapping with fingertips on acupuncture points on the hands, face and body, while giving focused attention to uncomfortable thoughts and feelings. You are verbally focusing, sometimes verbally focusing on those uncomfortable thoughts, and at the same time you are tapping those points on your body, hand or face. When we are willing to face negative emotions like guilt, hurt, fear or anger while tapping, we can experience surprising relief. After just a few rounds of EFT tapping, for example, people often report feeling lighter, calmer and able to breathe more easily. In addition to providing relief from stress when we need it, EFT tapping can also be used therapeutically to help us address the roots of our problems and make lasting changes in our life. These are the EFT tapping points from head, face and the body. Top of the head, eyebrow, side eye, under nose, chin, all the fingers, little finger, ring finger, middle finger, thumb, karate chop. This is the karate chop. Collarbones, underarm. So these are the points which are very easily accessible, not complex. How does it work? Similar to acupuncture, EFT focuses on the meridian points. Meridian points, I will take a lecture on meridians in week number 6. In week number 6, I will be devoting about 25-30 minutes and I will discuss about meridians. Similar to acupuncture, EFT focuses on the meridian points or energy hotspots to restore balance to your body's energy. It is believed that restoring this energy balance can relieve symptoms or negative experience or emotions may have caused. Based on Chinese medicine, meridian points are thought of as areas of the body energy flows through. These pathways help balance energy flow to maintain your health, and any imbalance can influence disease or sickness. Meridians, in a simple language, they are the pathways going all over the body. They are just like highways. You can't see it. It's just like a blood circulation system. It can be seen. Scientifically, it is proved that blood is going around in those veins. Meridians, you can't. So, meridians are just pathways on which there are certain acupressure points are there. By tapping those points, you get relief. Acupuncture uses needles to apply pressure to these energy points. EFT uses finger tip like this, tapping to apply pressures like this. This is tapping my shin. Proponents say the tapping helps you access your body's energy and send signals to the part of the brain that controls stress. They claim that stimulating the meridian points through EFT tappings can reduce the stress or negative emotions you feel from your issue, ultimately restoring balance to your disrupted energy. Again, main 9 meridian points they have shown. On the hand, karate chop is there, then top of the head. These are the TH means top of the head. Then side of the eye, under nose, collarbone and underarms. This image we saw earlier. This is just to reinforce your memory. Again the same EFT tapping. Now just go down blue diagram. Identify the upset and rate it on a scale of 10. What is bugging you? What is troubling you? What is that emotion which is hurting you? Identify and how much hurt it is caused. If somebody has abused you, so it is definitely hurting you. A big abuse, it hurts you more. So how much on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 means very less hurt. 5 means yes, I am hurt. 6, 7 much hurt. I am bloody hurt so badly, I want to take revenge. So find out, identify the upset, rate it on a scale of 1-10. Using a couple of fingers, tap round the point shown for as long as you feel right. Stop tapping, take a deep breath and re-rate the upset. Deep breathing puts you back. You can take 3 deep breaths. Inhale slowly, deeper and deeper, and then slowly exhale. 3 deep breaths. Repeat the process until intensity comes right down. Same again, meridian points. Meridian points shown separately on hands as well as on your face in 5 steps. Which are those 5 steps? Now this is very important. How you should do tappings in 5 steps. Number 1, identify the issue. What's the issue? In order for this technique to be effective, you must first identify the issue or fear you have. What is troubling you? Name it. What is troubling you? Name it. This will be your focal point while you are tapping. Focusing on only one problem at a time is purported to enhance your outcome. Focus only on one problem because one must be unhappy on so many issues. After all, we are a human being, we get hurt on many directions. Many directions are there from which we get hurt. So when you try EFT, emotional freedom technique, focus only on one issue, one hurt at a time. Second, Taste the initial intensity. I just said it, rated on a scale from 0 to 10, with 10 being the worst or most difficult. 10 means you have been hurt so badly that you don't want to get up. Sometimes you are crying that somebody has hurt me, somebody has abused me like anything, and it has gone into my heart. I just can't forget it. I can't forgive him also. That sort of hurt will put you to a scale of 9, 10. And if you say, okay, fine, if he has hurt me, he has abused me, next time I meet him, I do the same thing to him. So it comes to 4 or 5 of the scale. Establishing a benchmark helps you monitor your progress after performing a complete EFT square. If your initial intensity was 10 prior to tapping and ended at 5, that means you have accomplished 50% improvement. If you have calmed down, then it is 50% the setup. This is the most important of the point, setup. Prior to tapping, you need to establish a phrase that explains what you are trying to address. What is that hurt? Which is that hurt which you are trying to address? Acknowledging the issues and accepting yourself despite the problem. The common setup phrase, even though I have this, I deeply and completely accept myself. This is the phrase you have to write down. And even though I have this, and the bracket is there, in that you have to write down what is the fear, what is the hurt, what is your issue, what is your problem. The first part of this setup is the statement of the hurt itself, and second part relates to yourself. Whatever it is, whatever may be the condition, but I deeply and completely accept myself. Whatever it must have happened, but I am what I am. Nothing has happened to me. So that setup is very important. It is better to address the situation by saying, even though I am sad, my mother is sick, I deeply and completely accept myself. Now, this is one phrase they have given. The son is not happy because his mother is sick, and he just can't forget that my mother is so sick. What should I do? I love my mother. So in this condition, he sets up like this. Even though I am sad, I am not happy because my mother is sick. However, I deeply and completely accept myself, but still what can I do? So this is called a setup. Setup phrase is like this, even though I have, insert the problem here, deeply and completely accept myself. Another thing, a student wants to write, he failed in his exam, 12th exam. Even though I have failed in my 12th board exam, I am not happy. I was supposed to pass, I was supposed to get good marks, I was supposed to join some good college, engineering, medical, this or that. It's hurting me. Even though I have failed in my 12th board exam, I deeply and completely accept myself. But still, whatever has happened, happened. I can't change it. So next year, I'll try myself and get better marks. So this sort of setup phrase needs to be charted out, because you love yourself. I love myself. Then the tapping sequence, 12 major meridians, side of hand, tap of head, eyebrow, side of the eye, and that way you just go down from top to the middle part. Eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, chin, beginning of the collarbone and under the arm, from top to the middle part. Then taste the final intensity. This is normally what we do. You have worked so hard for 20-30 minutes of emotional freedom tapping. So now you say your pain has reduced or not. Again on the same scale of 0 to 10. If you haven't reached 0, repeat this process until you do. If your pain is not gone away totally, keep repeating this phrase. Keep repeating, say aloud that particular phrase. Even I am not happy because I failed in 12th board exam. I still accept and deeply love myself. That sort of phrase you have to give it away every time. All tapping points. Part 3, health benefits. It has been found to be effective in variety of issues: blood pressure, addictive cravings. What is addictive cravings? It means you got a lust, you just can't live without it. There are certain smokers, certain alcoholists, they can't live without alcohol. Some people, they need cigarettes anytime, as and when they wish. Pan masala, food, cigarettes. If some, even I also love food, Today itself in the lunch, I just thought that I'll just take one helping of sweet, but I took 2 helping, That is called additional craving. Can it be stopped? It can be stopped with EFT tapping. Allergies, anger, anxiety, enhancing self-image, negative memories, and enhancing peak performance. It can help us relieve stress and promote general relaxation, release and transform uncomfortable emotions like anxiety, sadness, anger, guilt, and frustration. Identify, explore, and resolve limiting thinking and habits of behavior. Gently and appropriately heal the effects of trauma and more. Whether on our own or with an experienced EFT practitioner, tapping helps us discover just how our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions affect our bodies and our lives, and how we can more consciously make the changes what we desire in our life. Where can we use this EFT? EFT for or tapping for self-care. It can help us relieve stress and feel better in the moment. Practitioner assisted EFT. If we don't want to do it ourselves, you can go to a practitioner. He will do it for you. Does EFT tapping work? Yes, systematically certain studies have been carried out. I got a slide here of 2013. That study was carried out. So within a month, participants receiving EFT coaching sessions have significantly reduced their psychological stress. In addition, more than half of the EFT test groups no longer fit the criteria for PTSD. So it has helped some of the people in stress reduction. Same is the case with 2016 review, 2022 study. The study concluded there was a significant decrease in anxiety scores compared to the participants receiving other care. However, further research is needed to compare EFT treatment with other cognitive therapy techniques. Can I practice EFT tapping on myself? Yes. Practicing EFT tapping for yourself is a simple and effective way to quickly work on an issue. Once you know the basic technique, you can spend a short amount of time tapping anytime that it is convenient. This is the organization EFT International. EFT International is not-for-profit charitable incorporated organization registered in England and Wales, and its mission is dedicated to advancing and upholding exemplary standard for education, training, professional development, and the skillful and ethical application of EFT. We are committed to supporting the growing body of evidence-based research into efficacy of EFT and are actively working to integrate EFT into the mainstream. The bottom line, carry home. While there are some success stories, researchers are still investigating its effectiveness on other disorders. Researchers are still investigating its effectiveness on other disorders and illnesses. Continue to seek traditional treatment options. So don't stop. Even if you go for EFT, continue your traditional, whatever medicine you are taking from your own doctor, don't stop it. However, if you decide to pursue this alternative therapy, consult with your doctor first and seek his advice. EFT tapping is an alternative acupressure therapy treatment used to restore balance to your disrupted energy. It has been an authorized treatment for war veterans with PTSD, and it has demonstrated some benefits as a treatment for anxiety, depression, physical pain, and insomnia. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Here I come to the end of week number 5 of energy healing, and we learned about lots of technique Reiki, Qigong, Tai Chi and EFT. In next week, we talk about acupressure and acupuncture. Thank you. Thank you very much.